Hey everybody, it's MYM777. I just want to give a big thank you to everybody who provided me feedback in my intro video. You guys really helped me see what I did well, and you let me know what I should work on in the future to improve my commentaries. But overall, I think I'll be putting out more of these, so thanks for the insight everybody, and I hope you guys enjoy. The topic I'd like to cover for today was actually suggested by a couple of you while we were playing online earlier today, and that's what my thoughts were on how perk and weapon choice played and how well a player does. And my view on this is it is a hugely important reason of if someone is successful or not. Because case in point, you can see I'm using the same class that I used in my first video, which was the AUG with extended mags. And the reason I'm using this on Crisis like I did on Grid is because both these maps entail a heavy amount of medium range combat, and at least for me, the AUG excels in this regard because it has a decent rate of fire and it has great iron sights, so I don't need to waste sight attachment on this. Whereas something like MP5K probably wouldn't do as well because it excels in close quarters combat, but with this map not having nearly as much as, say, Nuketown or one of the other smaller size maps, you're not getting the most out of the weapon you're using as far as how it relates to the map you're playing on. So, using that, it builds into my next point, which is, you know, if your weapon excels at medium to long range fighting, like, say, an M16 or a FAMAS or a G11, you want to have a weapon that covers the points where your weapon isn't so successful at. So in this example, it'd be close quarters combat, and to combat that you would use, say, dual wielded pistols like I have here. Whereas if you had, say, an MP5K, which is great for close quarters, you want to use something that covers the medium to long range battle because obviously your primary isn't as suited for that. So say a pistol of your choice with extended mags or a silencer if that's what you fancy. But the general theme is whatever your primary does, you want your secondary to do the opposite so that you have as many of the playing fields covered as possible so that you don't get caught with your pants down if you're, say, close quarters, or vice versa where, you know, you're wrecking it up close range, but once you hit the open field where you need to, say, pick up a gun or traverse an area to a next choke point, you know, you're sitting duck because you can't fight off people who have long range assault rifles. And that's something I don't see a lot of people doing is, you know, picking the necessary weapons to stay alive as long as possible to at least either get your kill streaks or help your team out, even if you've gone through your kill streaks once and, you know, you're just playing out the string until you die. You know, especially in team deathmatch where every kill and death counts, that's hugely important. And with that being said, it brings me into my perk choices. And on all my choices right now, I run Hardline Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Second Chance Pro. And the reason I have Hardline is because on Team Deathmatch with my kill streak loadout of UAV, Counter UAV, and Blackbird, if I get 2 kills right off the bat like you saw me do earlier today, that's an instant UAV. And no matter how good the enemy team is, unless every single one of them is running Ghost, which is a 99% unlikely event to occur with randoms, you know, you're gonna start off well, and for the most part teams that start off well end well, and you know that's what you need to pick up the win. But yeah, hardline, it just helps a bunch because, you know, you can get your kill streaks a lot quicker, especially if you run the low ones, because the probability of you getting the low ones grows as you go lower and you have hardline. So say, you know, UAV is worth 3 kills, you run hardline that's 2 kills only, 1 less kill, that's 33%. Whereas, you know, say if you're running dogs, the percentage from 11 to 10 really isn't that much. It's less than, I don't even know, less than 10% or something. But yeah, you don't benefit from that as much. And the higher kill streak, you're probably going to want to run Scavenger, especially on automatic, because you run out of ammo quickly. And even though I'm kind of contradicting it by running hardline, I only run the low kill streaks, like I said, with the exception of Blackbird. And even with Blackbird, it's only 7 kills, and that's not that much. Especially because I would like to say I have rather good accuracy. But my second perk is something that I believe everybody should use no matter what your first or third perk is, and that is Sleight of Hand. Because being able to aim down the sight quicker and being able to reload quicker, you just gave yourself 2 of the biggest factors in winning gunfights. And I know the other perk 2s may seem more useful, but unless you're playing something like Search and Destroy where, you know, you have more time to methodically move around, and, you know, even if you're not the first one to raise up your sights, you're not as likely to lose as you are in Team Deathmatch. It doesn't really help as much because, at least for me, you know, like I said, this is all from my opinion and my insight on it, because I either run extended mags on all the automatics, or I have a sight attachment on, say, the M16 or the FAL, and then no attachment on the G11, because the G11 and the M16 and all that, those semis, you know, they're really accurate, so sights help them even more, whereas automatics, you know, you're able to spray more liberally, and hence extended mags, especially because you run into so many spawn situations where, you know, the enemy team pops up right in front of you and you have to take on 3-4 enemies at a time, which is not an exaggeration at all. And for my last perk 3, it is Second Chance Pro, because as we all know, with the pro version you can be revived, and in Team Deathmatch, if you're playing really good players, you know, that can be less than 500 points to decide it. And being able to be revived and take away that 1 or 2 kills that the enemy would have gotten if you didn't have Second Chance, that can be the difference maker in winning and losing. And just in regular gunfights, you know, if you have any skill at all with a pistol, a single pistol, or I believe you can use extended mags, and I don't know if you can use the full auto attachment, but those can obviously also help. But that's all I have for this video today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all later. Take care.